But, I've grown, they've grown, I'm right with the people in my life.
But Kelvin's not having that. He's asking the court for them to start issuing payments back to him as per their contract and their agreement in their divorce.
Now, when it comes to me being behind it and being a king, to the queen, who I consider still a queen of daytime media.
So you will not believe this, but Wendy Williams' no good husband, Kevin Hunter, is allegedly trying to get Wendy to marry him again after he went broke and his mistress dumped him. And y'all, the worst part is that word on the street is that Wendy is actually considering taking this man back. Now, if you're familiar with the backstory of how Kevin did Wendy dirty and leeched off of her for years, which ultimately led to her downfall, then you know that Wendy needs to stay as far away from this man as humanly possible. But see, the sad part is that Wendy's son recently revealed that Wendy is really vulnerable right now and struggling with mental health. So it's possible that Kevin is now trying to take advantage of Wendy's state and weasel back into her life. And by the life, I mean her pocket. Kevin is apparently broke, and now that his fiancée Sharina kicked him to the curb, he's desperate to get back on that gravy train. And girl, what's really concerning is that many are speculating that this is all part of Kevin's plan to become Wendy's legal guardian and be in charge of her conservatorship, which would mean he would have total control over Wendy's money.
After her bank, Wells Fargo, alleged she is an incapacitated person who needs a guardianship and can't access her money.
To give you some context, Wendy filed for divorce from Kevin in 2019 after it was revealed he had fathered a child with his longtime mistress, Sharina Hudson. While Wendy knew about Kevin's affair for years, she had no idea that Kevin was using her money to finance Sharina's businesses. And he even bought Sharina a house near the one he and Wendy lived in.
This backwoods Barbie, he was tricking up money. She's in the passenger seat of my Rolls Royce Ferrari. And really? Really? And our son's in Miami. So I have to be calm on the phone with him, like a loving mother. I have to be happy on the TV every morning live from New York. And I read about it in the blogs and the tabloids, the address of this place that he had purchased to share with this backwoods bitch, 9 miles from my house in Livingston. And they're living the high life.
Also, Wendy's alimony payments to Kevin continued post-divorce, so he and Sharina were living comfortably without having to work. Kevin tried to set up various business ventures for Sharina, such as a kiosk in South Carolina and an online clothing and jewelry store, and he even paid for her to become a realtor. All this with Wendy's money. But as expected, all of Sharina's ventures failed, so she and Kevin continued to rely on Wendy's alimony checks. But when Wendy got sick and her show was canceled, she stopped paying alimony, and shortly after, Sharina dumped Kevin and moved back in with her mother. Obviously, Kevin was desperate, so the first thing he tried to do was take legal action against Wendy's financial guardian in an attempt to win back alimony. In case you didn't know, Wendy's bank, Wells Fargo, froze all her accounts, claiming that Wendy was an incapacitated person who needed someone to handle her financial affairs. Wendy later claimed that her former financial advisor, Lori Schiller, masterminded this whole thing and lied to Wells Fargo about her being of unsound mind. Wendy's lawyer also revealed that Wendy previously fired Schiller as her advisor due to improper conduct in relation to their professional relationship, which most likely caused Schiller to take revenge on Wendy by going to her bank and convincing them that Wendy wasn't capable of taking care of her finances on her own. Wendy's lawyer also requested a temporary restraining order against Wells Fargo to stop the bank from freezing Wendy's accounts, but sadly, the court ruled in Wells Fargo's favor, and Wendy was appointed a financial guardian. Now, the fact that a bank can freeze your account and declare you an incapacitated person based on someone's words is insane to me. And this is already such a horrible situation for Wendy. And then on top of that, Kevin tried to go after Wendy and force her guardian to continue paying him alimony. Kevin filed a complaint in court against Wendy's financial guardian, requesting that they resume paying him alimony. But according to a recent report by The Sun, the judge denied his request. But y'all need to hear what this man wrote in his filing, because this level of audacity is something else. In his filing, filing, Kevin said that his livelihood depends on the alimony payments and wrote, "I have fallen behind on most of my bills. I currently live in a community that requires payments to the homeowners association, and I'm behind on that bill. If the homeowners association fees are not paid, foreclosure will soon follow." He then went on to complain how his car insurance hasn't been paid as a result of not receiving monthly severance payments, also adding that he's behind on credit card payments. Kevin wrote, "My life has been greatly affected since the plaintiff stopped making payments under our settlement agreement. The fact that I am unable to sustain my life and pay my bills in order is extremely emergent to me. I cannot pay my bills and sustain my day-to-day living." Y'all, I cannot with this grown man begging Wendy for money after he spent years cheating on her and using her money to support his side chick. Fortunately, the judge also found it ridiculous and ordered his application to be dismissed without prejudice. But it looks like Kevin is not giving up until he gets his hands on Wendy's money, because word on the street is that he is allegedly trying to convince Wendy to take him back so he can put her under conservatorship and become her guardian. What really worries me about all this is that just months ago, Wendy's only child, Kevin Jr., gave an exclusive interview to The Sun and said he's worried something will happen to his mom because she's surrounded by people who are using her and encouraging her to drink despite her past substance issues. Kevin Jr. told The Sun that Wendy's mental and physical health has worsened since she was put under financial guardianship, and he also revealed that Wendy's guardian and members of her management team are keeping him in the dark about Wendy's condition. According to Kevin Jr., Wendy is in serious danger because she's surrounded by people who are exploiting her poor health and forcing her to go back to work so she can keep making an income for all of them. Kevin said, "In my opinion, that should not be a priority at all, and whoever has been hired, they are taking advantage of someone who needs to get better." Wendy's son also shared that when Wendy lived with him in Florida from late 2021 to the spring of 2022, he took care of her and made sure she didn't drink alcohol. But ever since the court appointed a financial guardian for Wendy, he has been completely shut off by Wendy's team. And the really scary part is that Kevin Jr. said he's scared he will lose his mom because people around her are letting her drink. "I know the rate that she uses alcohol isn't like a normal person. It's gotten to a point where it could be fatal." And get this, after Wendy left rehab in October 2022, Kevin Jr. discovered that Wendy's team pressured her to sign contracts while she was in recovery. And he said these people basically had her in a position where she was agreeing to a lot that she shouldn't have. Once I heard that she was agreeing to stuff around her rehab, I thought, well, okay, they are taking advantage. I'm praying that whoever is in control now doesn't ruin whatever hope it is for her to get back up again. But it gets worse because according to the latest reports, Kevin is now trying to get closer to Kevin Jr. and use him to get back into Wendy's life. And if the rumors that have been swirling around for the past few weeks are true, Wendy is actually considering taking Kevin back. Now, we all know that this would be a complete disaster for Wendy because she's already struggling as it is. And if Kevin manages to get a hold of her money again, I don't see how Wendy could ever get her life back on track. He wants to put her in a conservatorship so he can get access to all her money, one fan said. And another one wrote, "Man, what sewer did Wendy find this guy in?" Ladies and gentlemen, please extend the dating/courtship time with a potential spouse. They can't keep up the facade indefinitely. And if they constantly throw out red flags on the play, it's on you if you keep them around. I pray Wendy is strong enough to keep her heart shielded from her ex. He's the worst of the worst. But let me know how you feel about all this. Do you think Kevin is plotting to put Wendy under conservatorship? Let me know in the comments. And then check out this next video.